Can you hear me? Oh, look, now he's muting.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
So does anybody have any
Do you want to come up
questions
then
for
and talk about anything?
Oh my God, you know me, I can talk about anything. But I'm kind of new to this too. So has anybody got any questions for Iggy? You guys want to step up and speak? I don't know how to really make this. This is our first time. Vicky, what about you? All right. I actually have a list of questions, believe it or not, prepared.
You have a list of questions.
I have a list of questions. I was actually
Is it a long list of questions?
It's not really long. Let me find everything. So, question 1.
You have numbered questions.
I'm kind of organized sometimes. Well, it just depends on what I've heard going around. Okay, one of my big ones is, how about you helping us out on this new DEX? I have not myself been on it because, well, I'm trying to decompress from crypto and I've made myself stay off of everything until March 1st. That's given myself a breathing time.
See, for somebody that's into crypto, you're pretty technophobic, Stephanie.
Maybe a little. I'm not tech phobic. It consumes me. It consumes me. I did short trading for 6 months and it's like, that's all you do. You're looking at the charts all day long, all night long.
Did you make any money?
I did. I did. But I also had enough sense to know when to get out because it was going to crash. We all knew it was coming. I have to be careful in what I say because I don't know what everybody knows. But I do know there's a lot of manipulation. Did you? This is about you, not about me.
No, it's about you, Stephanie.
It's not about it. So what else is going on in XRdoge world? Share some stuff with us, Vicky.
Oh, I don't know, man. High pressure.
You've been pressuring me.
I've just been working on, actually, somebody who's in the chat there, Too Cold. We're making an NFT for Too Cold, which is a coincidence, isn't it?
That's pretty cool. They deserve one.
We're also doing some NFTs for some British rock pop stars from the 90s and noughties, which is pretty cool.
How are you liking the solo decks for the NFTs? Is it easy?
It's the functionality is a bit it's kind of clumsy. Like the way it's set up, you can't add to collections once you've minted them. So you've got to, if you've got a collection of 5,000, you have to put 5,000 in the one upload, which is kind of irritating. But it's like anything else, hats off to Sologenic because they're actually delivered something, and it's easy for people to make promises they're going to do something in the future, but they're actually, made that functionality, and obviously there's going to be problems because it's new, and people are going to give them shit about it. But at least they're in the arena,
Yeah.
paving
Would
the
you
way.
recommend so?
I think I'm not going to complain about the caveats with using Sologenic decks or Sologenic system as yet, because I think they've done well.
Well, that's cool. It's very, very cool. And are you liking doing the NFTs? Is this something we're going to see with the XRdoge for a while?
Yeah, there's a lot of NFT stuff coming out, like a lot.
And this is
we've got more ideas than we can do in any short period of time. I think we were a little bit. Obviously, we're not really an NFT token as such. So our focus hasn't really been on it. We haven't been spending the last 3 months preparing NFTs for the marketplace. So it's just been, it's something that we've been kind of, I suppose we're catching up. with it.
I think it's still very
But we're
new.
pretty
I
fast. Like,
feel like it's catching up.
yeah,
I mean, the whole thing's very new on the XR.
we can move pretty fast, and we have a lot of ideas that we're trying to execute all at once, which is never easy.
Is it just you doing it, or is it Moon Boy or any of the other devs? Hear me?
Yeah, it's all hands on deck, to be honest.
Oh, good.
We're producing NFTs, so it's probably the next few days. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say. Maybe Vicky would know better, but I think we have something coming up in the next couple of days. It's going to be announced and then very quickly launched.
Well, I know it's hard for me. I don't know what I'm allowed to say either. I do have questions, but I don't know what I'm allowed to be saying. All right. So we got...
What are you worried about saying? What is it that you're concerned that you would say it and it might be?
No. You're not setting me up. No, just the trading. I mean, I know there's some concerns in the community about how the orders, the limit orders, and I'm trying to word this. I've heard, I see that people are having problems making trades. That there's I don't know how to word this. You've seen it, so do you know where I'm going with this?
No, I've no idea.
All right, then maybe I should wait.
Are you talking about the decks?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about in general, but let's just wait on that one. Let's talk about this podcast that's coming up. We got you got Alex and the Moon Gals. That's pretty cool. Have we heard
Alex,
anything about?
Are you going to come on the mic and give us an update?
All right, hold on, Alex. I think
some gossip.
Hold on. I don't know how to do this yet. Requests. Okay,
No
Vicky
pressure.
wants to talk. So XRP Dave would like to speak. Alex is coming up. Bear with me, y'all. I'm new to this. Vicky, are you on?
Update my app. It wouldn't allow my microphone to work, so I was trying to request. My apologies.
But I got you.
You were dying to speak, and now you can.
I know. Vicky's like me. We gotta talk.
Well, with regards to the decks, first of all, so obviously that was the first kind of release, and it is being added to and changed and improved all the time. We will talk about it again on Thursday. We've got another Telegram chat, but it is being they're hoping to have the next rollout this week and then by the end of the month. But I know there's been a few bugs, and that is something that people feed back, and we do feed that back as well to our development team. So keep those complaints, suggestions, observations coming, because it will only improve the use and the user experience. So that's all good.
But make it polite.
Yes, we do. Yeah, respectful. We usually listen a bit better as well if it's polite, just as a tip. And then in terms,
yeah, it's a funny thing that it's like the human
and don't
beings.
ramble on. Go ahead.
Sorry, it's the funny thing with human beings. If you talk to them like shit, they don't really want to talk back to you. I suppose that's the game.
I thought that's what you liked, was fighting the trolls.
It's a vice, a weakness.
Yeah,
I've seen you be like, "You want to go?" I've seen you.
Fortunately, I've got 17 years of dealing with children, so often the people I come across who like to complain are that experience can come in handy. Let's just put it that way.
I like Vicky's just little silly memes that she'll put out, like, "Oh, aren't you cute?"
Yeah, it's a toy. It's a pretense. I'm hiding behind a cute cat.
It's great. It's
really,
classic.
you're a monster, Vicky, aren't you?
Yes, I'm terrible.
Yeah.
I actually met Vicky's cats last week.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
We
down in New
did.
Jersey meeting Moonboy and Vicky and her family, and she got two little, I think they're about 8 months, aren't they? Little cute cats that are just going outside.
What's the name of your cat?
Rosie and Daisy, which I know is very kind of middle
whoa, Vicky, that was my two cats growing up. That's crazy.
class. I didn't name them, but they were rescue cats from France. But they're very cute, and my children like them very much.
Only in Jersey would you get rescue cats imported from France. Premium rescue cats.
We've got XRP Dave coming up. Would like to speak. Sorry, it took me a minute, Dave. I'm outside and I don't. There's a glare. There he is. You got a question for him? For these guys? Maybe he changed his mind. You have to unmute your speaker, buddy.
Maybe he's shy.
Am I
You
up?
requested. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
There he is.
My device lagged out a bit. Just
I'm
wanted to
actually
say
impressed that it's
good
not.
afternoon, and just was curious about the compliancy issues. Well, not to say that there's issues. I just know that the iOS is XRdoge within that, since it's on the XRP ledger.
That's got to be for you, Iggy. I don't understand the question.
Yeah, it seems like that's more kind of like a legal question. I don't really know. I mean, I guess it's going to have to see how this thing spins out with the SEC. I mean, I would say we got, well, we spoke to a lawyer in the US who we were trying to, we had a project in the go we were going to do a few months back, but we kind of canned it. But we had to get like a legal document from the US, and they didn't suggest we were security or anything like that because we're on the XRP ledger. So I think it seems like any tokens that are on the XRP ledger kind of are not, like, they're separate entities from what's going on with the SEC and whatnot. But I don't know, man. We'll have to wait to see how it all pans out.
I mean,
Okay.
the allegations in the SEC case, I believe, are very XRP and Ripple specific in terms of what they say Ripple led buyers of XRP from Ripple to believe would be expected from that, and potentially the amount of escrow held by Ripple. So I think it's very Ripple specific. So I'd be surprised if XRdoge actually had any of those issues.
You know, and what I've been seeing, David Schwartz has been really kind of pushing, and what I've been getting out of it is that he's saying that the XRPL and this lawsuit are just two different things.
Okay. Well, thank you. I just wanted to say, XRdoge to the moon, and I really love what you guys have done with the XRdoge exchange and the DEX. I've been following it since its inception, and I'm a huge fan. I'm looking forward to the future. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, mate.
Okay, anybody else here want to speak? We got Mr. Paranormal up here, and he's doing that wonderful video game. Would you like to come up and talk about your game, the XRdoge game you're creating? Oh, he's being shy. What about you, Alex and Vicky? You guys want to talk about your podcast?
Sure. So Vicky, remind me, because my brain is tired. Remind me what day we've penciled in for the first one.
Tuesday, so it's going to be pre-recorded. So we're going to record it on Tuesday. Then we will work a little bit of magic on it, not too much, because we don't want it to be over edited. We want it to be kind of more relaxed, and it's a general chat. So it's not exclusively about XRdoge. It's about crypto in general. Some introductory stuff for newbies, some highlights of the week. But it's sponsored by XRdoge, so it will also have highlights of XRdoge for the week, and then updates of what's to look forward to.
That's
You
cool.
said that a million times better than I could have, so well done.
And that's going to be a weekly thing?
That is the plan, and we've already got a couple of guests lined up. So Alex has some sort of magic link to people. I think he's a Freemason or something. I'm not sure, but we're getting. I think it's because he's polite.
Yes, he's easy to talk to. He's very easy.
You better be careful in case XRdoge's Ripple's in the chat. He'll be putting up Freemasonic shit and all that. The proof.
But yeah, as Ziggy said, some of our NFTs are focusing on musicians from the 90s and the noughties. So we've got a couple that we're hoping are going to come on board. I've got one confirmed. We just need to sort out the NFT. And then a couple of names that people will know regardless. And also, you know, if anyone else, we're looking at talking to other coins. We've been speaking with Bumcrack because they're obviously on the decks and we had a lot to do with them in the beginning. They're going to come on and talk about what they're up to. So it's a community podcast. And if anyone else wants to get in contact, please do. And we can have a chat.
I'm pretty bullish on the Club XRPL, the NFT project. They're really good guys. Maybe reach out to them too.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, we're more than welcome to tell them to come our way. And we're, yeah, as I say, it's about crypto in general, and it's a laid back. So if you've got anyone that you know is kind of keen to find out a bit more, but is sometimes put off by other chats that maybe at the next level, send them our way to come and listen.
I think me and Vicky are both 90s kids, so you know we're looking to hook up with all our favourite 90s rock stars and
I'm an 80s.
Hang out with them.
A little older than you all, but I'm an 80s kid.
Yeah, we the 90s is for me the time I would go back to, but yeah, we're trying to get to a few of our idols from that time. Definitely, we're not going to be shy about it. We just want to talk to them.
Oh, so we're trying to reach out to these rock stars. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yep, the more washed up, the better.
Well, Ozzy and Elton John just made a song together. I mean, a lot more washed up than that, but it was good.
Yeah, we could. You know, I'm sure Alex, there's a challenge for you. See if Elton John would like to pop onto the podcast. I've set him the challenge for Julian Lennon because he's just released a whole lot of NFTs, Beatles NFTs, but we may have to wait a while till we get Julian Lennon.
So why did you think about Alex there, Vicky, to go after Elton John? Why was he the man that came to mind instantly there to pursue that one?
Don't start there, Iggy.
I couldn't think of any reasons.
Are you going to take that, Alex?
Hey?
Are you going to take that? That's fighting talk.
You've caught me at a weak moment. I've been doing very early day job shifts this week, so I'm my defenses are down.
Alex is kind of going through the motions, it seems, at the moment.
But yeah, do we think Elton is an XRP maxi?
We can sure try.
I think he's bullish on XRP.
He's got to be. Who isn't?
I think he likes Bumcrack.
No.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought that was pretty funny. And let's redirect this conversation. Paranormal, are you not going to come talk? He's not giving me any indication. All right. So what about this 589 project? Let's talk a little bit about that, Iggy. Is this a hardware project is going to be in development soon?
It's actually in development just now. I was actually at Because my background is electronics, but obviously I don't really have the time to develop a hardware project fully myself. So it's going to the design house to get done. So I actually don't think it's going to take that long. I think I think the hard bit is going to be the code to hook it up to whatever the offsetting plan is going to be. That's going to take a little bit of work. But I think the good thing about it from a crypto point of view is the fact that we're going to be developing interledger links in order to facilitate this. The transfer of value from. I don't know if everyone understands what we're trying to do. It's a product to measure power consumption and then automatically offset carbon consumption via a third-party provider, which is all the rage.
It's
So yeah,
called
the hardware is going to be done pretty soon, but the code will take a bit longer. But I don't think it's going to take that long. So we'll have something prototyped in a short period of time. I put some new images up of the mechanical design.
I'm not sure I understand that.
That's fine.
Okay, explain. Why'd you
So it's
mute
going to be
your?
awesome, right? And they were talking to. Do you know we partnered with Ecology, and there's a famous scientist who's linked to Ecology, and we're trying to hook him up for the podcast. And I think you'll all have heard of him. He's like a TV scientist type of guy. Does stuff about space.
Okay.
Not the one that instantly comes to mind,
Used
but
to
another one.
Used to be in the music scene as well, so he's got two links.
Correct. Things can only get better.
Absolutely.
No, that was a reference to the band he was in.
So we're not sharing this information at the moment, I guess.
Stephanie doesn't get our British.
I do not get your
pop
British.
references.
I do not get y'all's humor. Too American, I guess. I'm trying. And that's another thing. We need to get XRdoge over here to America. We need to really, really start pushing this.
What's the deal over there with the the vaccines? Can you get in without? Well,
can we get in?
If you didn't have one, I don't think you can get in at the moment.
Did you see what Namaris put yesterday? He said, he goes, you can come in through the Mexican border, jabbo or no jabbo.
I don't think you can though, unless you, I guess, jump in the Rio Grande or something. Like,
oh my God, they're not only letting everybody into this country right now, they're like paying them to come into this country right now. If you got a backpack of fentanyl, you're in.
Nice.
It's got, not really, but it's gotten. Yeah, let's not talk about American politics right now.
Yeah, I think if things, it looks like at least in Europe, things are getting a little bit more sensible again. So,
It's
if that happens,
did you see the Super Bowl? I didn't. The only people you saw wearing a mask were the camera people, and it's probably because of their contract. But I mean, there wasn't a mask in that place.
Yeah, we were trying to get SG to go and streak at the Super Bowl, but he wasn't down for it.
I agree.
I think he was booked somewhere else for the same gig.
We do have the Triple Crown coming up, the horse races. That would be good. You get lots of money in the horse races. You can get some hype from that.
Yeah, that's pretty dangerous though if you run out there and get hit by one of those horses. That's a high risk streak right there.
So Mr. Paranormal came up. Would you want to talk about your video game? Tell us how you're incorporating XRdoge into this.
Can y'all hear me?
We can. Hey, Texas.
Hi, how's it going, everybody?
Good.
Yeah, so as Stephanie has pointed out, I've been developing a game for the XRdoge. And at the moment, I'm currently have some things in the works with it. I'm just checking out the documentation about the new NFTs, and I'm trying to see if I could collab something like that into it as well. Um, as for like another update, I really don't want to speak on it. I don't want to give y'all a date and then it ends up falling behind because I'm kind of new at this, working with XRP Ledger. So that's just kind of been the tricky thing at the moment. But yeah, we're gonna have a game out pretty soon that you'll be able to earn XRdoge while playing. And I'm gonna once it's actually, we have something working, I'm gonna speak with Iggy and we'll discuss, I don't know, possibly maybe a second airdrop.
Oh, fantastic. That's pretty cool.
Sounds
Um,
awesome, man.
I do want to apologize. I felt really bad the other day that I said it was a cute game. My son would have killed me if I said a video game that he'd been working on, his putting all his heart and soul into, and I called it cute. It's better than cute. It's cool, and
It's handsome.
it's very handsome. So just make sure you know that I did not mean to call it cute. I wanted you to know. I think I'm very bullish on it. I'm excited.
Oh, see, another thing that we're quite excited about. We're talking to one of the most famous comic book artists in the world tomorrow about a potential NFT collaboration.
Well, that's cool.
It's going to
You
be
guys
fucking awesome if it comes off.
That would be pretty dope. Also, I don't know, you could build your whole essentially XRdoge metaverse off of that. Sounds exciting.
Yeah, totally, man. We'd kind of be thinking something along those lines because we've got like a comic animation coming out, and it's we're looking to develop some kind of we want to kind of make it educational, so we can teach people about blockchain, and the difference between proof of work and what XRP Ledger does, and have it's going to be like basically an XRdoge backstory. So yeah, let's go pretty good. We've got cool stuff coming up, man.
I
Just the
like that.
price isn't cooperating with us.
It's hard. It's hard teaching blockchain. People are set in their ways. Well, it's been hard for me, teaching the elders. We just kind of want to keep eating the steak and not realizing what's going on. If that makes any
But the
sense.
thing is, like, see a lot of stuff with like what everyone kind of misses. I think a lot of blockchain stuff is the fact that they're all in a speculative market. So I mean, it doesn't necessarily. You can say, right, this coin has utility, and this coin is more useful than some other coin, but because they're all being traded in a speculative market, it doesn't really matter because people aren't buying XRP because they think it's obviously the utility is something that helps generate hype, but ultimately in a speculative market, it's all based on like the perception and the market sentiment. So I mean, regardless of how good the stuff you're working on is, if the market sentiment's against you, then you can announce that. I was saying to Vicky yesterday, like it feels sometimes that we could announce that Jesus was, FOMO into XRdoge, and he was going to shill us at the second coming, and we still wouldn't move unless the market moves. So
It's
yeah,
a good analogy. I mean, you really did explain it like the manipulation is just such a problem, and people are buying tokens on speculation. If we can get it out more that let's buy your token on an actual use case, things that are already into fruition, things that are already being used, like the XRdoge payment portal. It's ready. Its utility is there. And then they're selling these coins that are just, oh, it's gonna
I think
happen.
that's right. See, like Ethereum, right? After the last bull run in 2017, right, it corrected 95%, And like Ethereum has, I mean, you could arguably say that given the tokens that are on Ethereum, it has the most utility of any cryptocurrency, and it's still corrected 95%. So I don't think utility is really strongly linked to price. Because I mean, this project is doing a lot more than it was when it was
You
worth
think hype
10
is
times
what
more.
you think hype is what's directed to price? Is that what we're
But I think,
saying?
see, the thing is, right? See, as soon as we went on to centralized exchanges, we became locked in with the market, and the market has been going against us since. We had kind of, I guess we broke away from the market, but I mean, we were only trading on Sologenic when we first popped out, and really, I think in a lot of ways we flew too close to the sun. You know, we did like a 2000x in the space of 2 weeks. So I mean, obviously there was going to be a bit of, you know, there's going to be a bit of a hangover from that. And I think, you know, we're constantly. It's funny because like the people who are, you know, saying it's a shit coin, it's a scam, and all that kind of stuff, right? It's obvious that those are the people who bought the top and have lost a lot of money. But you get people who, you know, are coming into it now, and the difference is that they're only just discovering it, so it's a bargain, you know. So they're buying it, and it's with the potential of going up again. I suppose it just depends where your perspective is with regards to how you feel about a coin.
I think it's also what's important is that we keep trying to communicate is that whilst the price is as it is, what doesn't stop is us creating a firm foundation for the coin, so that although we can't overly influence the market, what we can do is make sure that we're ready for when it does change. And just because you might not see much movement in the price doesn't mean that there aren't things happening, but that's always harder for people to see what's going on behind the scenes. But I think
that part of the thing is as well is like people's opinion of the coin is based on the price, because I think a lot of people that I've seen, you know, putting let's say less than friendly comments, like they don't seem to really know what's actually going on with the project. I mean, because we've got so much cool stuff going on at the minute, but they just see the price, and you
But
know,
I
I think
feel like it is human nature. People want to chase things going up. That's the whole point of FOMOing. You know, they don't understand.
well, that's how you know you get rich in crypto. You buy bottoms and you sell
Get
tops,
right.
because 95% of the market doesn't do that. They buy tops and sell bottoms. And what has to happen is people have to capitulate out before the price goes back up, because all those people who bought in at the top, you know, either they're going to hodl till the next lift off, or they're going to capitulate and then FOMO back in once it starts going back up. It's always the same. Everybody always thinks it's never going to change, it's never going to go back up. But I mean, we've got the resources now to keep this project going well into the next bear market, and we're going to continually be putting things out. And we've got a to-do list that's about 10 miles long, and we just have to tick it off one at a time. You know, we're announcing partnerships with, you know, the places that are linked to, you know, multinational corporations. Like some of the stuff is huge, but it's all just obscured by the price. And everybody says, well, the price is enough. Shit, it's your fault because you're not, to be honest. I would say, I mean, I don't know about Vicky and Alex, but I never stop.
What did you say to that, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the I've got to serve out a few weeks' notice, but I'm going part time in the in my day job to allow me to have more flexibility to work to do XRdoge stuff. So yeah, we're all in, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And me and I talked about it on Telegram before. I've been teaching 17 years, qualified head teacher. That was the role I was about to take on, and I'm using that experience. And this is what I do. I do XRdoge with an amazing team, and we are full time, full on. And what we're going to be able to achieve is going to be absolutely amazing. And I think will shock lots of people and inevitably inspire lots of people as well, which is great. And we do see people do similar things. And I always see it as a compliment, because if people want to do the same as you, then you must be doing something right.
And you know, I appreciate what you all are doing. I have, you know, like I said, not tech phobic. I've just text detoxing. But XRdoge is the only thing I'm pretty much staying involved in right now until March 1st, because I just love you guys and I love this project. So and I see there's something new around the corner every day, and I just don't want to miss it. So thank you.
And we thank you, Stephanie, because it's all, you know, the community. We say that all the time, the community. And that's one of the big things that Andy Leanne talked about, which, you know, we mentioned in Telegram, is what stood out for him over other projects for XRdoge was not just the vision of the three creators, but also the strength of the community. So that says a lot about everybody who's still here, who's still supporting us, and sees very much a bright future for our little dog.
Our little dog. Like that. So Tim asked to speak. Tim, do you got a question for Iggy?
Yeah,
or?
yes, I do. My question is, the shoes that we ordered on the website, well, what's the updates on those? I sent an email and I haven't heard anything from you guys.
You should have a tracking number. I sent you a tracking number.
I
If you send me,
I haven't gotten any tracking numbers.
okay, if you send me an email, I will send you your tracking number, because I have your tracking number, which was emailed. Maybe send me a DM, because
Yeah, I can do that.
Perfect.
I do like the kicks.
Yeah, they're really cool. They look amazing. And they absolutely, they're going to be very special thing to keep for the future. But yeah, Tim, absolutely, I'm on here. Send me a DM and I will send that to you. If you do it, if you can multitask and do it now, I'll get it sent to you while I'm talking.
Sure.
For an impromptu, we did it pretty good today, Iggy.
Could you return a follow so I could send you a DM on Twitter? Or do you want me to do it on Discord?
I don't mind, whichever's easier for you.
Okay.
So just an update, just Moon Boy is sending me messages while we are here, because he can be a little bit shy, but he is going to do an interview for the first podcast. So he is going to, which is going to be great. So he will be one of our guests on the first podcast. And also we're going to, obviously there's an announcement coming tomorrow, which there was a little bit of a teaser on the Twitter, obviously with the NFTs, and we're going to look to do a giveaway of 2 NFTs. So one's going to be on Twitter, and then potentially on the Telegram chat. The next Telegram chat is on Thursday at 4 p.m. And it's for people who tune into that. So we will put out.
What did you want me to send you?
If you send me your email address on a DM,
okay.
I'll send you the tracking number. Thank you.
No problem. Because I did send an email to the same email that you sent an email to me from. Really confusing, but and I didn't get any message back. So I was like,
well, send me DM and I'll sort it out for you now.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, it's come up.
Yeah,
it's
I sent
popped
it.
up. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheers. Thanks, Tim.
No problem.
I'll be honest with you guys. The mail has been ridiculous. I don't know about in your country, but I know over here. I mean, I'm supposed to supposedly get my paycheck once a week, and it took me 2 months one time to receive one. It was just weird. So bear in mind, people have laid down during this whole thing. I don't believe it's the XRdoge team. I believe it's the post that's having issues. In my opinion. And SG just said that he'll come jump in next time, but he's doing some time with family today. And I think there was someone else that wanted to speak. There he is.
Hi. My question is, are we looking to do or provide some kind of NFT marketplace? And if so, one of my thoughts was if we built in a fee where, like, say, half of the proceeds goes into the project and then half of the fees goes to our partners like Ecology. How does that sound?
That's for you, Iggy.
Well, we have looked at making an NFT marketplace, but it's quite complex, and obviously we still need to iron out all the issues with the decks. So we kind of don't want to bite off more than we can chew. It's definitely something we could do in the future. I find it see, the worry for me is I don't know what everyone else is doing with the NFT marketplace. So I wouldn't want to be like, okay, we're going to invest an enormous amount in an NFT marketplace, and then we don't know if we're going to get there before anyone else. Especially with the fact that all the updates haven't been done yet as well. But yeah, I mean that's a good idea. Man. We'll definitely keep that in the back burner.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just don't understand the hype on the NFTs yet. I'm getting there, but I don't understand them, I guess.
It's just another bubble.
It is.
It's going to be great until it's not, and then it's going to tank, and then at some point it'll find its niche where it's actually useful. And
Well,
I think it's on the cusp a little bit of.
Go ahead, Alex.
Sorry, all three of us going. Yeah, I think it's on the cusp of getting recognized for being more than art. So with like tokenized property and owning a share of a property and getting your part of the rent every month, I think that's potentially going to be the big thing that opens a lot of people's eyes.
I think that there's a lot of cool stuff that could potentially done with NFTs. Like, see if you could put title deeds onto an NFT system, or if you had a medical database, so that you could move around between countries or whatever, and your
like your
your medical
passport,
records.
like your passport could be an NFT.
Yeah, that sounds like a little bit like quite cool, and also an absolute nightmare of technocratic micromanagement control. But there is actually, I mean, there is useful. I mean, to be honest, I mean, art and music is also a useful application, but I don't know how long the making 5,000 variations of a monkey is going to, what the longevity of that is. I'm probably pretty certain that's not going to go on forever on an upward trend. But obviously there is tons of useful applications for NFTs. Just none of them are currently being.
Property trying to do something, and I like Property's ideas. I just, I'm in the real estate myself. I just don't understand how it's being done, and that's driving me crazy. I would like to see a use case. I just have not figured it out myself.
Have you guys heard about Ledger City?
I have not been on it, but I have heard about it.
So one of the use cases that I've kind of learned about is, I think they're gonna be, since it's on the ledger, and like the NFTs, what I can kind of envision is, if you have an NFT on the XRPL, you would be able to have those in your virtual, basically, building or land that's tied to your account. So I could kind of see how that will tie in. And again, so I think they will exist, and they'll probably exist in the Ledger City. That'd be one of the use cases. And where I like to kind of throw in, because I know we're going, we're trying to help. We're zero gas fees, you know. So one of the things that if we in the future um, develop an NFT marketplace, we can say, you know, um, we're not like the other marketplaces where you pay gas fees. You pay no gas fees, but now you can, choose to have some of the proceeds go to maybe one of our partners and then do something good with the sale of your NFT. Something like that. Just again, it's just kind of the thought, but I do see it, and I do see the use case in Ledger City. And then, I mean, at this point, it is. I mean, I haven't spent a ton of money on them, but I do have some, especially the NFTs for XRdoge and Bumpcrack, because those are my favorite two projects. So.
What are your favorite two projects? I didn't catch the last part.
XRdoge and Bumpcrack, XRP. They have a lot of different. It's another XRP
From
Ledger token and project, yeah, which XRdoge has worked with. They created NFTs, and then I'm also very interested in what they're doing as well.
Yeah, those guys have done really well. Yeah, so we're glad to know them. So that's a good two picks you made there. It's Julio, right? Is that your name?
Yes, it's Julio. Yes.
Ah, nice. Yeah, good to meet you. Although I've seen you around a lot, obviously, but good to talk to you.
Alex, if you
Same
can
here.
if Alex and Iggy, if you guys can keep this going for a minute, I'm gonna respond to some DMs I'm getting from other token developers, and you guys keep it going for a minute.
I'm scared that it might fall apart without you, Stephanie.
Shut the fuck
No
up.
pressure. No pressure.
Oh, Victoria, you can step in.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, so just to let you know that I'm just double checking those message from Moonboy and SG, because I know he's on his phone, he is somewhere else, but he keeps checking in, just to confirm. So yeah, Thursday at 4:00. So it is going to be on Telegram, and we do have it recorded, which is really kind of Nemerius who records it for us. And there will be a NFT giveaway. So there'll be some sort of question. Alex is going to come up with the question and tell you what it is. No, he's not going to tell you what it is now. And then
yeah, that's the first I knew about that. So I'd struggle.
My suggestion was a haiku about Moonboy, but Moonboy said no. So I'll have to think of something less obscure. But that will be exciting, and that will be a first giveaway, and also there will be a tweet out as well about it. So Moonboy is not here because he is busy writing and finalizing the plan for the NFTs. But we are working, as Iggy said, with a range of artists. We're really excited, and we've got a big meeting tomorrow that Iggy's managed to arrange, and that links as well to our NFTs and also our comic competition, which the video is just being finalized, which is looking amazing with our team that do the video work. And we'll soon, I think, Alex, we've got quite an exciting intro for our podcast, don't we?
Are we talking about going to the moon?
We are. So we'll have another little sing song coming out for you soon. It is very catchy. Those of you who maybe like a little bit more of the old school type music, it's very much in that style, but it does get in your head. But pardon? With a modern edge. Sorry, that was my husband shouting things at me. But yeah, it's we've been working with a range of different people. So not only illustrators and NFTs, but we continue to work with musicians as well. So that's great.
Yeah, some of the NFTs.
Oh, sorry.
Go on, sorry.
No, you carry on.
This is what happens when two people from the UK try and talk at the same time. Sorry. Oh no, sorry. And then we go quiet.
Be in the queue.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I think people are going to find the NFT stuff that we're that's in progress really good. Like I've really loved looking at the preview stuff. So yeah, keep a good eye. I don't know what's going out tomorrow in terms of what the art content is, but I'm looking forward to finding out.
The video will reveal the a preview of the first set. Then the second set hopefully will be finished by the end of this week. And we've also got some one-offs that will be that will kind of appear with not that much notice potentially. So we're working with some individual artists as well on some really special NFTs. So we're trying to mix it up a little bit so there's something for everyone, which we think is important because it just enables us to reach out to different people's tastes. And also, Mr. Iggy, I love his NFTs, and I don't know if they're still there. Did you spot them? I think they've gone. I can't remember who it was, Iggy, that your NFT that went out earlier in the week.
No, he's here. Orchid.
No, he's still there.
I say he. Sorry, you might be she. About
my
5 rows
apologies.
down.
See, my phone's not that snazzy.
There's a few Easter eggs in that artwork. I don't know if anyone's noticed them.
A few Easter eggs.
Not literally Easter eggs, but like there's a few references to certain XRdoge things going on in there.
We must take a closer look.
I can see a tree that I recognise, Iggy.
Yep.
But I won't say where.
If I disappear, it's because I've done something. As I'm trying to have a look. I'm going to spy on that later. I like that when there's more than you first saw. I saw Andy Leanne's tweet before, looking for some suggestions on a drink. So that was he's had more replies on what alcoholic drink should he buy to warm himself up than people put on other things. So I thought that was a interesting post. There we go.
It was his choices were whiskey, 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 and whiskey, wasn't it? From what I could see.
Whiskey.
It's all fun and games until you're in a puddle of your own vomit 24 hours later with 12 hours of your life missing.
I try not to do that. Those were my Navy days.
Right, there you go.
I'm getting a lot of responses, some DMs and stuff. They're getting some other token founders that would like to come join us, but they're trying to figure out the same thing like you. They got to download the app, which is cool.
Can we do some questions? Does anybody else want to ask anything? Lady Kristen right there. Hello.
I have a question.
Okay.
I was curious. Do you guys have any plans to do any other exchanges and or possibly staking?
Yes to both.
I believe they are staking on
White. Yeah, Whitebit.
What we're going to do is so obviously there is we're doing liquidity mining on Big One exchange, and we do have some staking on Whitebit, but that's not really ideal. What we're actually looking to do is to have in wallet staking, where we would run probably a server that would check the ledger for a certain threshold of addresses and who had like above certain values, which I'm sure you'd qualify for. And we're going to basically, like, maybe this is just something we're thinking about at the moment, but the proceeds from the NFT sales, we're going to basically cycle them back as like interest on, wallets above a certain value. So basically, you could earn interest from just staking your coin in your own wallet if you're above a certain threshold of value. So that's kind of where we're thinking of going with that one. We do have one centralized exchange that we're looking to get on. We're kind of that's in the works, and it's kind of tied in with what we're doing with the XR589 with the ecology stuff, because they're quite keen to get into that marketplace. So yeah, that will happen in due course. So what we're trying to do is obviously because a lot of people go into us and say, right, why are you not going for Binance or KuCoin or whatever? And I understand that, but the issue is you have to be in a certain number of tier 2 exchanges before, and then having a certain amount of daily volume before these guys will really give you a look in. So we're kind of trying to basically build up to one of the KuCoins or Binance exchanges. So we have the one that's the next tier up is going to be the next one that we're focused on to get listed at the moment. So yeah, I don't know if that's a lot of waffle, but yeah, that's roughly where we're at.
Oh no, that's nice. And then I'm curious. So what does that meter do? I know it measures carbon, but what's the goal there with that?
Okay, well, what we found was there's a lot of carbon offsetting companies and things, and like a lot of blockchain projects that are focused on carbon offsetting, because there's a lot of money going into that area. You know, a lot of the multinational corporations are doing carbon offsetting schemes and whatnot. But what doesn't exist currently is like if you have your own home or whatever, or maybe just have a device that uses a lot of power, like a server. There's no small scale device, and you know, if you were a company, probably what you do is you buy carbon tokens, and you'd have a certain amount set up per month. But what this device does is essentially it measures the power that you're consuming, and then it uses the blockchain to automatically send value from the device to whatever carbon offsetting scheme that you have set up. And the cool thing about it is that we're working on interledger like links in order so we can automate the offset between the XRP ledger and there's one large crypto. I don't want to say it in case I annoy anyone, but it's one of the ones that you know, it's ISO 222, and they're very keen on working with us on this project, which I think will be a fantastic announcement if we can get over the line with it. So basically, it's about automating the sending of value directly from consumption to offset. Does that make sense?
Like the leftover consumption, or I guess I'm just missing the link between what it's offsetting.
Okay, do you understand carbon offsetting? Like, you know, like I suppose the theory is that, you know, if you burn a ton of coal in order to power however many kilowatts in your house, then so much tonnage of carbon is released into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So the idea is that with offsetting is that, you know, organisations will maybe plant trees or build renewable energy infrastructure, which serves to like negate the impacts of that carbon that's been released into the atmosphere. And you know, I don't want to get into the politics of all that stuff, but basically there is an application for something which measures power consumption and then automates that transfer of value between the user and the offsetting organizations.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So yeah, I think that the partnerships that we're working on with this are pretty good, because I think it's the right project at the right time for a certain number of large crypto chains that we're going to be, and we're going to leverage this in order to create interledger links between the XRP ledger and other blockchains. A couple in particular who are both ISO 222 certified. But that'll come out in time. So I'm working on the hardware at the moment, and then we're going to get the prototype out and see where it leads, I guess.
Just a question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, have I understood right with that device? It's a way of measuring how much carbon emissions you have per household, and then compensate that with, for example, planting trees or whatever.
Yeah, the idea is to automate the process in real time using the blockchain, because obviously, one of the probably the biggest advantage of using blockchain is the fact that you can automate transfer of value in a trustless fashion. So basically, we're looking to leverage that advantage to disrupt an emerging industry. So yeah, that was kind of a wordy way of saying it, but
So
the partnerships are awesome. They're amazing.
I think everyone was just thinking there. Everyone was just processing what had been said, and I think it also one of the things that is the importance of the project. Obviously, there's the eco side, but it's also the exposure of XRdoge to new people, and the bigger and the more people that know about the name, the better. And there's lots of ways to do that through marketing, but also through projects. So it's
absolutely,
it's a win-win, and it's potentially linking us up with some people that have influence and exposure beyond the crypto world. So that's the point. That's what we want to do. We obviously play our part, but also continue to see. We see XRdoge as a brand, and with branding, you can't just have adverts. You need different approaches, and this is one approach.
Yeah, one of the cool things about the carbon offsetting is, right, the people who are into the ecology side of things and carbon offsetting, they're not generally linked to the XRP ecosystem. So it essentially is a way of getting our voice heard outside of the XRP ledger. This kind of group, this little niche in the internet. So that is our main goal, is to get XRdoge to a wider audience. So we're leveraging all these partnerships and innovations in order to do that. That's the primary. Our vision of it is that because XRdoge and all the other coins are in a speculative market, then the utility creates the hype, which generates the speculative price increases. So that's the way we're going on with this. And it also opens the door for other hardware integrations. This is only the first hardware project linked to the blockchain that we're going to bring out. We have lots more ideas in the future.
Yeah, I like the hardware integration. That's going to be important.
So the hardware, but how does XRdoge come in the picture? Why do we need XRdoge for this device? So is it some?
Well, right, the thing is, right, what you're going to do theoretically with our plan is that you're going to have a wallet. You're going to have a single board computer, right, that's going to be integrated with your with the device, right, and that's going to have a wallet on it, and you will load that wallet with XRdoge, and then you would input your settings, like, for example, who you want to send the value to, and then the XRdoge would be sent directly to the end user and converted into whatever. Probably would change it out for USD. We find some system for doing that. Probably use the DEX. So the one thing that we think could be quite cool about it is obviously that increases volume. and that's one of our objectives as well as price. Volume's quite important. So anything that we can think of to increase the amount of volume that's cycling around the coin is going to be beneficial for the project. Organic volume, anyway.
Well, I think that's pretty cool. I don't really understand it a whole lot, but I'm following. You've explained it very well.
I think there was an interesting.
Sorry, go ahead, Vicky. I'm going to be very British and polite.
I was just saying there was an interesting tweet last week from Reese Witherspoon about crypto, and very much that the celebrity market is also about making money, but they like to put in their bit about eco-friendly as well. So it's a growing market, absolutely. So I think it's very much about focusing on doing some good, but it's definitely a good market to tap into in terms of exposure for the coin. But yeah, it was quite interesting. She was questioning whether there were any eco-friendly crypto projects out there, and I know quite a lot of the community jumped on the Twitter thread and tagged an XRdoge, which was good, and that's what we're about. It's people can do as much promotion as we can.
The last time I saw David Schwartz speak, he even said, he goes, even if you don't feel like you want to be a part of this eco-friendly thing, but if you're buying into the ER20 tokens or the Bitcoin tokens where they have to pay for the electricity and they have to pay for this and they pay for that, you're still putting in a carbon, so you don't even realize that whether you want to be a part of this eco-friendly thing, you are. It's going to affect you regardless.
Yeah, 100%. And the as the market grows and there's more coins to survive, you need to stay ahead, and that's absolutely our focus. That's what our plans always are. That's always our discussion. Obviously, learn to see what's out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the narrative that's in the public domain regarding, it's a very basic narrative. It's like, carbon consumption very bad. Proof of work uses energy, therefore Bitcoin bad. And I think it's a much more nuanced thing in reality. Because I mean, a large percentage of the Bitcoin proof of work mining comes from places that have, geothermal energy, and
Correct.
and there's a lot of eco-friendly applications for proof of work projects, like a lot of gas and things like that gets flared off in remote areas because they can't use it and transport it anywhere. Whereas you could use that locally to mine cryptocurrency, which is a useful way of transferring value, or potentially you could have a wind turbine in the Shetland Islands that's not practical to run power to the mainland or whatever, so you could use that to mine Bitcoin. I think it's the narrative that's the public domain is very basic, and I think there's definitely there's room for both systems, but yeah, we're definitely looking to leverage the carbon neutral credentials of the XRP ledger as much as we can.
We've got another request to speak. Okay, hold on. I think I'm doing it right. I think you're up, Betty. Mr. Wrong?
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
no,
you may.
we're going to mute you.
Hi, how's everyone doing? It's Ruan here from Cape Town. Just, I was just wondering about something. We have over 7,000 users on our Telegram group. And I always feel like there's not enough people going out and shilling, not enough people talking about us on Twitter, on TikTok, on Facebook. Is there not a possibility of creating like a small incentive? For instance, telling our Telegram users if they can go on Twitter or TikTok 3 days in a row and let's say we get a message out there, we can make it a standard message that everybody posts the same message. It doesn't have to be individual, but they must prove that they have posted that message 3 days in a row, let's say on 2 different platforms. Then it might get like a small kickback from the advertisement fund or something like that. It's just an idea that I had. I'm not sure if it's feasible or if we can execute it.
I'm sorry. This is one of my favorite answers to that is, your reward is when we moon, but Iggy might have a different answer to that one. I mean, we
I
get
see, to be
rewarded
honest,
with
right?
green candles.
See when people talk about like there was always fun about like the XRP army and like all this community and all the rest of it and this stuff, right? And that stuff is all great, but the truth is in crypto that the army is a militia, and when the price is not flying, the army goes home, and they
Exactly.
come back when it starts pumping again, and that is
Yeah.
just the laws of physics with cryptocurrency. That just is what it is.
See,
And
the
people
reason
are only interested in doing that kind of shilling when the price is flying, and that's just human nature. Whatever it is, that just is what it is.
Yeah, the reason I asked the question is because if you think of if we have more than 7,000 users and all of them on the same day go and tweet and everyone retweets and like, I mean, you're going to get like 21,000 messages on the same day out on Twitter. I've had a look on Twitter, I think the day before yesterday, and I think on that day they said there was something like 58 tweets about XRdoge in the last hour. And then I searched for Shiba Inu, and they had something like, I think, 12,000 tweets in the last hour. So the only thing that I could come up
We
with
did that.
is if we have all those members doing it on the same day, maybe for 2 or 3 days in a row. That's why I was thinking about this.
But
I think
see, the
we
thing
have
is,
done
right?
this once in the past.
Right.
It was kind of fun. I remember I had fun that day. Go ahead, Iggy.
Right. See, the thing is, with the basically the kind of macro, larger scale, looking from 30,000 feet view of this whole situation, right? Um, there was 6 months between the first pump on Shiba Inu and the second pump, and during that time, the volume got as low as $10,000 in a day, and during that period, everyone was saying, this coin's dead, it's dead, it's dead. But what happens is you can't basically counter the market. You're going to go in the same direction as the market unless there's a major reason why you outperform or underperform the market. And there isn't really any way around that. So what you would find is, like, let's say that you're correct, and you get 10,000 people or whatever, 20,000 people to tweet or go on Telegram, right? You would get a short-term pump, but then the trend would revert back to the market, and that's just the laws of physics and cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And things can change fast, and when things start flying again, everyone who's calling us a shit coin or the rest of it scam and all that will be jump back in. They'll buy the top again, and then obviously it'll correct because that's what it does. And
Yeah.
then people will start calling us a scam again. Why is it going down so much? And the reason why it goes down is because people capitulate to the market and sell. It's not because of anything we do or don't do. And like when the market is flying, like nothing you can do will ever be wrong. But when the market is not flying, it's going down, you could do anything. Like we were saying earlier, you could pronounce the second coming of Jesus and it won't affect your price. Because what people do is they'll say, okay, right, oh, so Jesus is supporting XRdoge in the second coming. That's amazing. But they'll look around and then unless they get confirmation from the group around them, they won't believe it because no one trusts their own judgment on anything, or the herd don't trust their own judgment. So it's basically like, when you view this thing from 100,000 miles away, you're right. If you could organise 20,000 people to tweet, retweet, or whatever, you probably would get a temporary jump in price out of it, but it wouldn't be sustainable. And the other issue is what we have found since we began this project is that, if you give people coin in order to incentivize them to do things, they will thereafter, they're not invested, right? They got the coin for no money. so they will dump it onto the
Yeah,
exchange.
that's
And we're
happening.
finding like it's actually, yeah, it's more helpful to just not give away XRdoge in general. I mean, obviously we didn't know what we were doing when we came into this, so we started out and we were throwing coin at people. We were saying, right, do this, and it's going to go on forever. It's going to be great. But then we realised that it's all people are your friends when you're flying, and they think you're a scam when you're not flying, and that's just the laws of physics.
Yeah.
And we're learning as we go, and one of the lessons we've learned many lessons, and one of them is
We've learned a lot of lessons.
don't give away your coin.
I'm going to take it by.
People will dump it. We've given away. We've paid influencers a large amount of coin, and they've all dumped it at the bottom. They've all capitulated. They've all given into fear, and and that's just human nature. Because a lot of these influencers and things like that you hear, and they have all these opinions, and they think they understand crypto, but really, all they are is hype men, and the only thing they really, and most of them, the only reason they make money is because they have a $0 DCA, and they always dump at the bottom. That's why they're always shilling, and they're always poor, because they buy tops and sell bottoms, because they can't trade, they're idiots, but they can hype. So I mean, I'm not referring to anyone in particular, Stephanie.
But I think you're spot on. You're spot on.
And that's what it is. It's like, and people say like,
Spot on.
we've been like, see, I've like I've been trying to stay off Twitter lately because I've been working in XR589, but you look through the comments and people are saying this is a slow rug pull, and you're just like, why would you do a slow rug pull? What sense does that make? And how does the project benefit from the price being low? Why do I want the price not to be high? And some of the things people say, it's like it doesn't make any logical sense. But and the reason is, right, the reason why the price goes down is because people capitulate. So the people who are in the chat saying to you, right, you are scamming, you're this and you're that, those are the people that are pushing the price down because they're capitulating and leaving the market. And they'll FOMO back in when it goes back up again. It just is what it is. And, like until it goes back up, no one is going to believe that it's ever going to go back up. And then when it does go back up, they'll all fly back in and they'll push it back up. And that's just, I mean, I can give you like 10 million examples from.
Oh, I've got some.
Ethereum, like I was talking earlier, Ethereum went down 95% during the last bear market. And Ethereum's not a scam. Like they weren't like, trying to sell their coin at the bottom. People were capitulating out of the market. And the people that were calling Ethereum a scam were the same people that were running the price down by capitulating, and it's like, kind of like a self-fulfilling meme.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my
speech
on
it. Ethereum actually changed the game. I mean, obviously they were in first, but technology evolved. But just from my side, I've got a couple of big bags of XRdoge for good reasons.
Well, thank you.
And at one point, I was actually looking to sell it until you guys actually got on board and talking what your projections are and what you're trying to do. So from that point onwards, I'm a true believer. That's it. So I'm going to support you guys all the way.
And we thank you.
Yeah, and one thing I've always said about XRdoge is, they've taken on more than most coins. I mean, they're going the meme side where they're shilling and pumping your own bags, and then they're also doing the utility. I mean, they're taking on a lot, and we're requesting so much so fast.
We've also probably taken on. We've been attacked more than probably any project in history.
Been. And I also think that means that to me in itself shows the more you're attacked, the more you're onto something.
That's a good observation. I like that observation. And Moonboy's definitely going to do a video about it at some point when we're a few more months or down the line and reflect.
Yeah, once
but we're very
Once we're flying again and everybody's FOMOing in and they're best friends,
Then
we're gonna,
Moonboy will start talking again.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's going to do an interview next week with us, and he's busy. He gets in his creative zone, so then it's harder to.
Moonboy
But
is the one that sold me on this coin. He did.
Pardon?
Moonboy is the one that sold me on this coin. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was screwing around in Discord, and I ended up in your all's room, and he was so passionate, and he impressed
And
me.
he is still very passionate about it. When these creative types kind of go into the zone of where they've got to get to where they need to do. So yeah, no, he's busy working behind the scenes, but he's going to grace Alex and I with his presence next week via the podcast. So that'll be exciting.
I think Victoria as well. Like, you know, we're not like the toxicity in Twitter, particularly with this downturn in the market, has been difficult for everyone. And I think, you know, I myself haven't been on Twitter as much as I used to be, just because, you know, there's a lot of toxic type comments, and you know, I've got a proclivity that I like to respond to things, and I was trying to avoid doing that.
That's a good new strategy. I've seen you.
Right, yeah.
If I may,
I have a dog. Like, my dog runs up on the beach. Like, everybody thinks like, oh, she's running up to play. No, she's like, you want to go? That's you, Iggy.
Iggy, I wanted to ask you a question. What do you reckon if we try to get a building next to the McDonald's store in the metaverse, and then somehow get them to accept XRdoge as a payment in their virtual store?
That's pretty freaking cool.
Now you're talking.
Oh, I don't know, man. Like, that sounds quite a few dimensions away from. Like, so you buy a fake burger in a fake online restaurant.
Well,
using
that's me.
XRdoge.
My
I mean,
mic
yeah,
is
sure,
muted.
whatever. Yeah.
Thanks,
You know,
guys.
if that's what the kids are into, man, you know, go for it.
Hey,
From my
I
side,
don't know how this Twitter space works, but my battery's dying, and I didn't bring my charger with me, and I'm out in the thing. So if I fall off of here, I don't know if it's gonna shut it down. Just so everybody's aware that my battery's about to die. If I disappear, it's not because I don't love you.
from my side, just a big shout out to Digital Ronan. He's doing a lot for the community.
Oh
Love
my
him.
God, love Digital Ronan. I just asked him to speak, and he's still being shy.
Legend.
Absolutely, we love all of your stuff on Twitter, Discord. It keeps us going. We really appreciate it. So creative, absolutely brilliant. Thank you.
Although the Valentine's Day dog was a bit edgy for my tastes.
I'm just
But,
impressed with the Valentine's, Iggy. I didn't even know it was Valentine. I thought it was Pancake Day today, but I thought next week.
I passed the whole day, and neither me or my wife mentioned it, and it was. It's funny how that goes, isn't it?
Last words, XRdoge team. You go, boys.
Digital.
You guys got any NFTs in place?
Hey everyone.
Oh, what happened there?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey. Yeah, sorry I didn't get your request. Couldn't answer your request earlier because I was driving.
It was just a good shout out to you for all the effort that you put into the space. Love it.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. I think it's slightly we all got muted because I don't know if it was because Stephanie is the host. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, absolutely. There's a big shout out and a thank you to you for everything that you do for the community.
Thank you very much. I love the project. I'm a lifer. I've always believed in it. I know the way markets go. I never get fudded out when it's down. I held Shiba. I held Doge. I know how it goes. This project's only a couple months old, so.
Yeah, but your art is really helping. I really do love retweeting.
Well, I enjoy doing it. You know, it's easy when you believe in something to make stuff like that, because when I enjoy it, it just comes out. You know.
Well, that's
Can't wait for the competition between Xrdoge and XRdoge. That's going to be huge.
I've already shilled the XR589 to my company. They're all about it.
Awesome,
like
man. Oh, you know, the Dex is going to the next generation version 2 of the Dex is going to be out soon, and we've got some really nice upgrades that I think people are going to like. You know, obviously people in crypto like to, you know, call each other names and whatnot. So we're looking at getting a Telegram thing in there, and then, you know, you can call other coins shit coins, and you know, tell people what's pumping and whatnot, just whatever rocks your world. Make it a bit more like a community type of thing. And the trading tools are going to be awesome, man. I've seen the front end, how it's going to look, and it's going to be cool. Any questions? Does anyone
my
want
mic
to?
went off. Yeah, we got another one. I'm sorry.
Does anyone?
I think I just
When one of the NFTs coming up.
I just accepted a couple of requests. I'm not sure if they're able to speak yet.
I think that was a question about the NFTs. Is that right? When will they be available, or when are they going to be? How are they going to be sold? Was that the question?
Yes.
So there's an announcement coming out tomorrow. So there'll be a video that comes out with some more details. Moonboy's just finalizing it. We're looking to do a giveaway via Twitter this week and also Telegram. And then it's going to go out in stages. So we've got different sets. But as I say, just being finalized by Moonboy tonight. So we will have more details tomorrow. But it should all start kicking off from around lunchtime tomorrow, and then that will give you details on the sales. Ideally, Friday, but we're just there's a few things we've just got to make sure that are in place. But they look amazing, absolutely. We're really excited about them, and yeah, that's the start of the next thing for XRdoge.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really what we've been really fortunate to find different artists that we want to work with that we think will we've got high expectations for our community, so we didn't want to rush out. We wanted to make sure it was something that absolutely would be top quality. So, and we're ready.
Can I just throw an idea in there? My sister-in-law is really talented. Do you think the space of NFTs will work? If somebody buys it, you can send them the original.
I'm not sure of the question.
All right. Okay. She's a physical artist. With other words, it's not online or it's not digital as such. But the artwork is extremely impressive. But obviously, she did it in, should I say, real life. So if anybody buys the NFT, which you post online, and they can have the physical asset, do you think there's space in this area for that?
That's a question for the NFT creators. like digital run-in?
I mean,
Or
I would say, yeah, of course there is. I mean, like, I think that basically someone who's selling their own art, like the NFT, could serve as kind of like validation proof of, you've got a transaction ID that dates it from where it comes from. So I think it'd be the same thing as like a property. You know, if you're buying a house and they use NFT for the deed, so you've got the physical asset in the house and you've got the NFT to go alongside with it. So I mean, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be the same with art. We'd already been looking at selling prints in the shop linked to the NFTs that we're working on. So I mean, that's something that we're probably going to end up doing. So it seems like a natural kind of progression for me.
The reason why I ask is I'm also interested in Schmick. Also, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but they've got live art online as well. But obviously, you can buy the NFT, but you don't actually get the original. But isn't that a good idea? I'm just asking an opinion.
It's definitely something we can look at. I mean, as we're always open to new ideas and different things. So, absolutely, we'll have a look, and we love suggestions. So great, we will. I mean, it was interesting what Julian Lennon was doing with his NFTs, because here's the digital photos of actual physical items as well. Which I thought was an interesting take on it. So there's loads of different ways to interpret it, and we can have a look. I love suggestions. Thank you.
It seems like the broke boys people are a lot more polite when they're talking to you than they are on the Twitter feeds. I mean, they want to? They seem to have a lot of issues whenever they're on Twitter. So, do you want to raise any of those issues while there's like 10 of you in here?
Oh, Iggy, we love you.
You're bringing back the
I
love.
hope you know that.
It's a lot
I
easier
know.
to type bullshit than it is to speak it.
Yeah, it's just malarkey. That's all, man. It's nothing big. We love you.
Oh, maybe
All
the
right.
people
No,
are
it's cool,
scared
man.
of
I
you.
mean,
That's why they are shy.
I would love to have you guys back, but like I don't know the right combination of words that's not going to piss you all off, So
That's why we all kind of dissipated from the Twitter space for a little bit. We're just giving everybody time to
Yeah,
grow while we grow.
Icky was saying that the hype was going down. I think it was the trolls are going down.
Yeah, we just want to make it so that the whole XRPL ledger can grow. We love you, Iggy. We all still hold our positions. Many of us do. I do. I know a few other people in our group do as well. So,
I would like to, going forward, I'm going to try and be a bit more available on Twitter Spaces and whatnot, and I don't see any. To be honest, I don't really know any reason why we have any animosity. To be honest, I don't really know what it is that. Because I mean, I missed the whole thing with all that stuff that went on the Twitter and all that. So I mean, I'm just kind of, I've got like an incomplete picture of all the things that went on, but I seem to have been.
it's
don't
done
know.
and over with. No worries. I moved
Yeah,
on.
man. So that's good to hear, man. Thank you. Appreciate that.
It's in the past, man. Like for me, it's like pat, go away. You
It's
brush
not.
it off. Yeah,
It's not gonna matter 5 years from now.
exactly.
Yeah, we're all gonna be
Family
rich.
argues. Family argues. If we weren't I'm kind of a little bit more confrontational to the people I care about more than the ones I don't.
I was actually when I was down in Jersey last week. I was talking to Moonboy. We had a few good conversations because he's a pretty smart guy, and we're talking about how like the
Thundercat
internet is kind of
trying.
like. Sorry.
No, Thundercat
We're
keeps
talking about
trying
how
to be
like
requested
the internet is
speaker,
kind of
and I
like
keep.
a.
Sorry, Iggy.
Okay. Anything else? Sorry.
I'm
We're
sorry
talking
that you
about how
speak
the
up.
internet is kind of like a.
Trying to add these people, and I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God! Stop talking.
I can't do that.
Okay, Stephanie, tell us what you have to say, and then I'll continue on what I was saying. Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. Oh no.
Who is who?
What did you do?
What happened?
No, I don't want Stephanie to be upset. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
It may be a battery. I think she's trying to let Thundercat speak. So it may just be a distraction.
Okay, right. Yeah, so
Yeah,
basically
okay.
what we're talking about was me and Moonboy were like how the internet kind of is a filter on reality. And like, so see when you're talking to someone on the internet, it's not like you're talking to them like face to face. It's like you're basically being, your communication has been filtered by an evil system, essentially.
Everybody's a troll.
Yeah,
It's a-
so like you wouldn't, let's see if you and I were talking together in real life, like we wouldn't say the things like
No, we
we've
wouldn't.
said, because and the whole thing is filtered by. That's why the internet is kind of like it's kind of an element of the, if you want to make it esoteric, it's like an element of the beast system. And
Yeah.
you know, see when you filter your communication through the beast system, you know, it's going to be, the message is altered in real time. And I think, you know, look, I've had several fallouts with, you know, members of the team and things like that as well, and it's not been anything substantive. It's just been trying to communicate, and it comes across through this internet filter, and you know the message gets skewed, and then people fall out over it and start. And obviously, you don't have any of the, you know, the human connection going on. You don't see like what people are actually thinking or how they're feeling. So you just type all these words from the English language into the keyboard, and you press enter. And you know, sometimes you're smarter than other people, and sometimes people get some leverage over you. And it's in the grand scheme of things, it's all fucking bullshit.
It's true. That's true, man. That's definitely true. It's just these are accounts, right? They're the troll. If you got to look at it all like a trolling aspect, everybody's account can be a troll, and what we were doing was trying to drum up eyes to XRdoge, not more or less in a negative way. You might have viewed it, but we were trying to bring people into it because whereas one person might look at something as, oh, that's negative, it gives a new oncomer to go, well, why is it negative? So then you bring on some new people. So that's why in the past we did what we did. Now we moved on, and it's all love, man. It's at the end of the day, it's all love. We just saw a different light, in a different perspective than what I think you may have, or